I can read in red, and in purple and in brown. I can read in a circle and upside down. I can read with my left eye, I can read with my right. I can read Mississippi with my eyes shut tight. Mississippi, Indianapolis, and Hallelujah too. I can read them with my eyes shut. That is very hard to do. But it's bad for my hat. It makes my eyebrows get red hot. So reading with my eyes shut, I don't do an awful lot. That, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, is a very famous piece written by none other than Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss, who is arguably one of the best and most prolific authors of the 20th century. It is taken from the book I Can Read with My Eyes Shut. Though the covers of his books may be bright and animated, do not be fooled. Looks can be deceiving. Though the target audience may be for mere rugrats, the messages are for all. Dr. Seuss books may seem to you like mere children's picture books, but let me persuade you otherwise. In the Amazon list of top 10 most popular books of 2012, number 5 is of course the well-known 50 Shades of Grey, one which I assume you have all heard of one way or another. It has sold over 70 million copies worldwide to over 37 different countries. In fact, I know several students in my grade who have read the series already. Isn't it alarming that this book is one of the most popular novels of recent times? Is this to you, ladies and gentlemen, a good book? Or just a reflection of an increasingly debauched generation? Sir Francis Bacon famously stated, "Some books should be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested." Are these the sort of books that you should be including in your literary diet, or that you want your children including in theirs? Novels like these are the source of obese thoughts and high cholesterol, and should be spat out. But Dr. Seuss's short stories, on the other hand, are definitely worth feasting on. It turns out that I'm not the only one who thinks that there is so much more inside these childish beginner books for children. I'm not the only one who can see behind Dr. Seuss's rhyming humour and into his words of wisdom. Reading with your eyes shut, for example, impossible, you think? Unless, of course, it weren't books that he was referring to. Could Dr. Seuss have been onto something much bigger? People, perhaps. Closing our eyes when we are reading people. Throughout the ages, we have been told not to judge people on their appearances, but inevitably, we all do. But through Dr. Seuss's world-renowned rhymes, maybe he has taught us something that will finally stick. Take Green Eggs and Ham, for instance, a classic that we all know. The main character is constantly being encouraged to try green eggs and ham by his friend, Sam I Am. Yet time after time he shuts his friend down and refuses to try something new. The title should not be Green Eggs and Ham, but rather how the fear of the unknown hinders the development of informed opinions. It is not until the very end of the story that the unnamed character finally tries the green eggs and ham and realizes that he actually really enjoys them. Just like the character in this book, we let our fear get in the way of exploring new and exciting things. And though some with knowledge try to influence us on the topic, still we let our fear stop us. Think outside your box, break out of yourself, or you might just miss out on tasting the best green eggs and ham of your life. Another of Dr. Seuss's good books, Yoto the Turtle, talks of a turtle that believes he's above all of the rest, forcing all of the turtles of the pond to climb on top of one another for him to stand on. Yet he is still not satisfied when he sees that the moon is still higher than him. Despite the cries of the exhausted and starved turtles at the bottom of the stack, claiming that they have rights too, he still insists on them building him up even higher. It is not until the stack of turtles comes tumbling down and they are all at the same level that all the turtles feel free and happy. Yoto the Turtle is not just a simple tale of a greedy, selfish little turtle, but it is a lesson about equality. Every day, just like the poor, starved and exhausted turtles at the bottom of the stack, there are people out there whose opinions are unheard and are getting walked all over by greedy turtles, whether it's the school bully, the work office boss, or the leader of a nation. At the end of the story, Dr. Seuss says, "And the turtles, of course, the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. And we are no exception to this." And the examples are endless. Horton Hears a Who, the giant elephant in the sky that talks to a clover, is essentially the inherent ethical issues of isolationism. Even the beloved Cat in the Hat, our renowned favourite, is essentially the virtues of autonomy, efficiency and skepticism. Even the Lorax in reality is a story of deforestation and pollution. I have this friend named Zach, and he's never read a Dr. Seuss book in his life, or any other book for that matter. Because these days, books aren't cool and reading is boring, and he would rather play on his iPod Touch. This might explain why he's constantly getting into fights and only just passing his subject grades, but I'm no expert. If only he had the chance to get his hands on one of these good books sooner, maybe things would have turned out different for him. All of the preschoolers are learning the knowledge that he should be. So I encourage you all to read with your eyes shut, to eat green eggs and ham, and to never let any turtle sit on top of you. And read these books, ladies and gentlemen, because they're not just good books, they're great books.